Hey, Newbie Dan here. In this quick video, I'm going to show how I use John Heisz's taper jig to do jointing on my table saw. In case you don't know, jointing is the process of making one edge of a board straight. If that sounds useful to you, stick around. John Heisz is a wealth of information, and I've learned a ton of things from his videos. I recommend subscribing to his channel if you haven't already. A while back, John created a taper jig for use on a table saw. See the description for links to his demo and build videos, as well as his channel. About half a year ago, I used John's plans and built his taper jig. I made it basically exactly as his plans describe, except I created wooden knobs to use instead of wing nuts. Since this is a taper jig, you can certainly use it for cutting tapers. Just line up your stock the way you want it tapered and run it through the table saw. But since I don't have a jointer, I use this jig most often in place of a jointer. Just line up the stock straight and run it through the table saw. So here's an example. I've got two pieces of 3/4 inch plywood glued together for another project I'm working on. I've got glue squeezed out on the edges, and the edges of the two pieces of plywood aren't perfectly even. So I'm going to use my table saw to clean up the edges and make them parallel. To start, I'm going to joint one edge using the taper jig. I put my board in the jig and get it fairly square, then tighten down the knobs. I place the jig on the table saw and set the blade height. Then I set the fence to where I need it, so I cut off just enough to make the edge clean and flush without wasting too much wood. Now I run it through the table saw. Since the jig is flat against the fence, I know I'm trimming the edge perfectly straight. That's jointing on a table saw. Now all I have to do is remove the board from the jig, run the newly jointed edge along the fence, and I've got two parallel edges. That's all there is to it. So that's it. Thanks to John Heisz for his great videos. As I said before, I recommend you subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. And also, as I said before, links to his channel and videos are in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks.